Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 154 for the 16th of January 2022 for Super Kelly Brothers Podcast. My name's Sloan Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
Welcome back, everyone.
Webcam's a bit higher.
Where are you pointing? We need
I was
you.
pointing where I normally point, but my webcam's further up, higher up, so I'm like,
okay.
I'm like that. Until I got it right. If you want to know what that was all about, watch us on YouTube, guys.
That's right, yes. If you're listening to this...
This is for the podcasters, not for the people watching us on YouTube.
Yes. If you're listening to us on the podcast, I'm on the left-hand side of the screen. Jody's on the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm. Hello, all you right-handed people.
That's right. And if you're left-handed, hello. Hello there.
Right-windowed.
Right-windowed. Mm-hmm. So how have you been? How's things? How's life?
As you know, slightly hungover today.
We did speak before.
Was it 3:30 in the morning.
3.5 hours into the morning.
Shot last night. Pretty good going for a man my age.
It's very true, yes.
And we nailed it.
I did see it. So it was about 10 o'clock. I checked my phone and it said Jody was active 5 minutes ago, and I went, "Oh, that can't be good."
Uh-oh. No, 10 o'clock your time.
Yeah, 10 o'clock my time. Yeah, which is 3 o'clock your time.
Yeah, yeah. I think we got in about 3ish, and by the time we faffed about and went. Everyone went, and do you know, she came in and measured their living room, because they were having an argument whose living room was bigger. We were like, no, ours is definitely smaller. And I was like, yeah, but the actual area of the living room is the same. Turns out it wasn't.
So
I'm like, and then she's like, I can't believe you never helped me measure that. I'm like, I'm not playing this game. That's, I'm going to my bed. I'm not going to start measuring.
I'm having some toast and I'm having a glass of water. Actually, you should have had a glass of water. That's what you should have had.
I should have done.
Should have. Mm-hmm. It's a cure old tip.
Bit of toast.
Do you know what Ian Mosley from the band Marillion, his hangover cure is hang gliding? I'm pretty sure he said that as a joke. I'm sure he said that as a joke.
Mine isn't. Mine's lying down in a darkened room.
Yeah. Mine is drinking the pint of water before going to bed. Mm-hmm. That's mine. And then having a beer. Well, so I was saying
also some Rubicon.
What is Rubicon? What is this? Is this the new craze in the UK?
It's not a sponsorship thing. It's just basically flavoured sparkling water. It's really nice.
We would never go for sponsorship.
And it's only 12 calories, guys. Come on now.
0 calories.
What, a Timmy?
Coffee. 0
Coffee,
calories.
0 calories. No, if you put sugar and milk in it.
There's nothing in it. It's just black.
All right. Okay. I could have said something there, but better not.
I don't put additives in my infusions. I think they call them in Starbucks. In
vanillas and things like that.
A different name.
I was watching
coffee.
I was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm this afternoon, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And Larry David is like going to Starbucks, and he's like, give me one of those vanilla shits and whatever stuff you do, and put that in, and whatever it is. That kind of shit you do. A waffachino. It's like, that's exactly how I feel when I get in there. It's like, would you like a small, large, or grande?
It is something I don't like going into places where you need domain knowledge of the ordering system.
Oh, I know.
It's like, this is your job. This is what you do every single day. I'm just coming in as a visitor. Is this how you treat visitors? It's like you belittle them by going like, guy doesn't know what a venti is.
And at the end of the day,
venti means 20, by the way.
Oh God. At the end of the day, it's coffee. Ounces. It's a cup of coffee. I wish I could go in and just. I wish I could just go in to a shop and order a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee, please. Would you like me?
Do you want an espresso? Do you want an espresso? Do you want an Americano? Do you want a mochaccino, frappuccino, al pacino? It's actually Dennis Leary's big thing about him and Peter Falk going into a Starbucks.
Yeah, I think we've got too many options in this world these days. Let's cut it back a bit.
What was wrong with coffee?
Bread. Don't get me started in bread.
Do you know? I went to just to digress a little bit about coffee. I went to Denny's by myself, and I sat at the counter at Denny's.
Big boy time.
It was exactly big boy time. And when you sit at the counter at Denny's, this was years ago, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same now. They have all the coffee cups upturned on saucers.
Mm-hmm.
And the waitress came over and she goes, "Do you want coffee?" And I went, "Yes, please." And she upturned the coffee and poured coffee in, and that was it. That was the end of the transaction. There was nothing else.
They used to walk about.
Yep.
But you can guarantee, right? Remember, they used to walk about with the actual
the thing,
the container with the coffee in it that just be percolated in. They used to walk. You can guarantee that's a health and safety issue. That's why they don't do that anymore.
That's not true. There is a restaurant just down the road from me, and that's exactly what they do. They wander around and go, "Do you want coffee?"
Right, that's exactly how I want my coffee.
That is exactly how I want my coffee as well. I want 2 cups of coffee, and I want the first one to appear with my meal, which is what happens in this place that's just down the road from me.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they go, "Do you want a refill? Do you want it heated up?" That's what they say. "Do you want it heated up?" And you go, "Yes, please." And you go like that.
I don't want a moccasin or a frappa lappa.
And Anime gets a tea, so she goes, "Do you want more hot water?" That's all you want. That's it.
Very civilized.
Very, very civilized. That's all you need.
Very civilized.
You don't need syrups or infusions or anything. Anyway, you moving on. You had something you wanted to talk about Joy-Cons.
Well, longer viewers. Thanks for still being here. If you're still here,
if you're still here, God, you chaps.
May remember, quite. Not that far into my ownership of a Switch, my Joy-Con started drifting, and then every Joy-Con I've had has drifted. And the solution for it is...
Just adjusting your Joy-Cons?
Aye. Well, the solution of it is apparently to put... this is the original kind of Joy-Con. Apparently the solution to fix the drift is to take this apart and then put a little bit of... like credit card thickness at the back of the Joy-Cons get the kind of wee box inside there. Yeah, inside here. It's got a little bit of the box, the base of it. You stick a bit of cardboard or a credit card between the box and the back of the plastic here. It pushes it together. The pressure seems to fix the issue. It's nothing to do with any spraying of acetate or nothing, right?
Oh, okay.
So apparently that fixes that issue. But anyway, it's bugged me that much. I thought, right, I'm going to go for a third-party controller instead of Nintendo's to see what's what. So I was looking like on YouTube and stuff, recommendations and things like that, and Spawnwave, people like that have been talking about these things, these Nixie. Again, we're not sponsored, right? This is just...
Was that NYXI?
NYXI, yeah. Okay. Controllers. They're bigger. The good thing about them is, right, that's them there. Sorry, podcast people, you can't see that.
Oh, but that now it looks like a Stream Deck.
It does.
Steam Deck.
Right, now, these are much bigger.
Oh yeah, they're huge. Yeah.
Than so when you get the middle piece as well with these controllers. So when you've got it with the middle piece, it acts like a professional, the pro controller size.
Yeah. In fact, it does. Hold on a second.
In fact, I should have brought down that wee piece as well, just to show what it looks like.
But I can show you if I swapsies me around, like the pro controller.
Yeah. So it's nice.
It's very similar.
On the back there, look.
I'll make
from the back. Bigger. Let's get some chunky.
Oh, let's get little paddly things on the back.
Aye, so it's much more.
There's no paddle things on the back of this. It's just
no. I mean, you look at the others. The original Joy-Cons are pretty much flush with the console, whereas these have got these nice chunky hands.
That's very similar to these ones as well.
grips. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I really like the Pro Controller.
Yeah.
The Pro Controller, by the way, has the same drifting issue as the Joy-Cons.
Does it really?
Yeah, because this unit in here
It's the same
is the
little...
same unit that's in there, that's inside the Xbox
Mhm.
controller, that's inside the
Uh-huh.
DualShock, that's inside every other one, because they buy these all third party. They're all...
Yeah, but that's what it is, apparently. The more you use this, the looser it gets between the back of the...
Yeah.
The pressure between the Joy-Con and the back of the thing.
I think as well that the Switch probably gets a little bit more abuse controller wise than regular controllers.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and it's just nice. Kind of like the wee things light up and stuff as well. I don't know if they change color. I've not changed color yet when I've been playing this, but also accidentally, I thought to myself, I'm going to get back into the Switch. So I also accidentally paid for the yearly subscription to the N64 stuff as well.
Oh yeah,
which was accidental, but I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to pay the full lot up front. But it's only 30 quid anyway, so it's not too bad.
It's not too bad, yeah.
So I'm going to get back into my Switch.
Nice.
And I'm enjoying those controllers very much.
Very nice.
And they were only like, you know how it's like 80 quid for a pair of Joy-Con? 25 quid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, when I saw the price of them
as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I saw the price of them, I was like,
worth a
it's
try.
A no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Well, I mean, even if you go through the two of them a year, it's still cheaper than buying one of those Joy-Cons.
So I'm back on board, Nintendo. Don't let me down.
Luckily, they're coming out with the Switch 2 at the end of the year. So, anyhow, that's rumors I've heard.
Oh,
rumors.
God.
Yeah,
it's never ended, isn't it? The rumors
about
the Switch. It was like, the Pro Switch, which never really happened. We got the OLED Switch, which wasn't really, not really quite what people said it was going to be. But,
yeah.
Anyway, I thought I'd just throw that in.
Nice. Shall we do the news?
Yeah.
Keep forgetting we don't call it the news, we call it the tea.
I know, anyway, I was going to say
that. It's the bit that's got information in it, and then we talk over it and then go a complete tangent from whatever we're talking about.
Correct. It's the weekly roundup, really.
It is the weekly roundup of news. Or it's not even news, it's just things that we pulled out of the news that we find interesting and therefore we should talk about. The first thing that I want to talk about is this, which is Netflix. I don't want to sound like Frank Costanza, but I have a lot of problems with Netflix. Recently, I've been struggling to find stuff that's on there that's worth watching, and unfortunately, they are raising their prices. So their premium plan, which is the one that we have with 4 streams,
is this just US and Canada, or is this happening in UK?
This is US and Canada for now. So it's going up $2 from $17.99 to $19.99 in the US, and then in Canada, it's going up $2 to $20.99 a month. So basically $21 a month. That and the price hike from the government, and also the price hike from Disney, is not helping. It's feeling more and more like this is becoming more like a cable bill again, where it's like you've got to get your Netflix and your Prime and all that kind of stuff. And then, to be honest, the only one that I really absolutely must have is Prime, because I use Amazon.
Yeah, you get more benefits than just the TV
Prime Video.
stuff.
Prime Video is the gravy on top.
Yeah.
The actual Prime service is everything else, like the free books and 0-day delivery and all that kind of stuff.
Good point.
So, I mean, like, I ordered something on Thursday, it arrived Friday morning. Like, that's how quick it is with Prime. So that's like, if you absolutely have to have something, it's really beneficial, especially in times of COVID as well. You're not being able to go out and sort of, or you don't want to go to the shops, wherever it is. So so this is a bit of a kick in the teeth. This Netflix price hike.
The only thing about Prime that bugs me is, yes, they've got every single movie that you want, but more often than not, we're like, damn it, it's not on Prime, free TV, Prime, and we've got to rent it. We've rented quite a number of movies from Prime.
Yeah, it's when you see that ways to watch, you're like, oh man.
Yeah, no, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, they have the wee kind of strip at the top corner.
Oh yeah, free to watch.
I think it says Prime or whatever.
Yeah, or Prime included or something.
Yeah.
Included with your Prime subscription. That's what it is. Yeah.
It's a bit of a bummer sometimes.
To be honest, I mean, if you are sitting, if you're sitting watching, if you're wanting something to watch and you're like, okay, how much is this? And it's like $7, and it's like a year-old movie and you've never seen it. I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, I paid $4.99 for Casino Royale on Friday. So that was okay.
$3.49 it is for us, so that's probably about right.
That's probably right. Yeah,
works out
the same thing.
What was I going to say there? I thought my cat was going to throw up there. Sorry, he's distract me.
My cat's trying to break in upstairs.
When you puke. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know how we were watching the Mission Impossible movies, right? And I was like, okay, if we were to continue renting these for $3.49, let me see how much they are to buy.
To buy the box set.
The box set.
Oh really? Buying a box set, are we? Are we buying a box set?
I'm not talking Columbo's standards of box sets.
I'm just saying, if we had to rent every single episode, that would be $2 an episode, which would be $150. I paid $70 for it, which is half price. So
okay, all right, fair enough then.
Just one more question.
I'm going to reinforce that then, and basically I could have got like this. I think it was 6 of the movies for like £15. So it would have been cheaper just buying them.
It would have been
renting them.
Yeah,
and have the physical discs.
Yeah, because I bought the Sean Connery collection, which is like 7 movies, and I think I paid $250 each or something. It wasn't a lot of money. It was like half price. It was on sale at the time, and it's very rare those things go on sale.
What did that have in it? Zardos and
no, the Bond collection.
Oh, the Bond ones, right? Yeah. Okay, sorry.
So I got a whole bunch of Bond movies for like really cheap. And then the rest of them was pretty much. But the problem is getting the Bond collection, because the Bond collection is like $200. I don't want to spend $200. I'd rather spend $50 a movie. $5 a movie. I wouldn't spend $50 a movie.
That collection, that are you talking about the really big?
Oh, the really big box set. No. I'm not buying that. Like, where do you just stream stuff?
Aye, because but that box set is completely comprehensive. It's like, if you're a Bond,
everything. Yeah,
if you're a Bond fan, it's like, it's got a lot.
I am obviously. I'm sitting watching these movies. I've been watching them since October 2020. I think it is. I think it's been a while anyway. I'm absolutely smitten with them. I think they're fantastic. They're just really good for the most part. The one that lets you the side down, it's Roger Moore.
Oh,
his movies are hit and miss.
Right?
Like hit and miss.
Sorry. 2 seconds. He's wanting.
Oh, is he wanting out? Okay. It's the problem with cats. They're very jellicle creatures, cats. I mean, I'm just stalling now because obviously we don't want dead air and people to think that we've gone out there. Obviously, there's been broken glass and things. The cats knock stuff over now.
No
They're very jellicle creatures, cats, aren't they?
No respect. He starts doing this on the patio.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. My cat's the same. Yeah.
Aye, Roger Moore. That's. Do you know? I think he played it too comical. I think that was the thing.
He didn't. The times he didn't, the times he played it like kind of thing, it was the worst movies. And then the times where he played it kind of straight were the best movies. and he played them like off on. Like one of the best ones is A View to a Kill.
Yeah,
and he plays it really straight in that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I have thoughts about Daniel Craig, and I want to share them later on. So
Groovy,
stay
cool.
tuned.
Interested to hear.
Moving along. The DC expanded universe, as they're calling it, the DCEU, that got another shot in the arm recently. With Peacemaker, which is John Cena's Suicide Squad member. Oh, there's the "Do you have a movie for me?" Guy there, Ryan. So this is kind of building on the Alan Moore controversial way of thinking, which is like they're all sort of like Ubermensches, and it's kind of like linked to white supremacy and that kind of idea, which is very similar to The Boys with Vought Industries, which started off as a sort of a Nazi program. And then it came to America, obviously, with Operation Paperclip, and again in the fictional universe of The Boys.
Yeah. Well, this was Alan Moore talking about this a few years ago, I think, 2016. And basically now that Peacemaker, the first 3 episodes are out on HBO Max, and people are agreeing with what he said back in 2016 from the origin story of Peacemaker that they've seen so far. We haven't seen Peacemaker yet. It's not available in UK at all, actually, unfortunately. I really want to see it because it's getting a lot of love. And it's only available on HBO. I will get to see it somehow, but and yeah, this is Alan Moore. I think that a good argument can be made for D.W. Griffith's Birth of the Nation as the first American superhero movie, and from that point of origin for all those capes and masks, obviously referring to the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's a controversial figure, Alan Moore, at the best of times with some of the things that he comes out with. But I mean, see the Watchmen TV series. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't. No.
Those ideas were in there as well.
Were they?
Yeah. They went back to kind of slavery and things like that, and it was very much about black people and the kind of birth of the nation type stuff. Terrific TV series, absolutely really good. Quite slow paced, but very, very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I don't mind slow paced.
No, I do sometimes, but if it's engaging enough, I don't mind it at all.
Yeah. As long as it gives you that little bit of nugget of like, in the next episode you might get a little bit more. It's like, oh.
Well, not even that. It was slow paced, but it was still it kept you intrigued all the way through. It was like, I really liked it, and it definitely had. Alan Moore had nothing to do with that TV series either, and he had nothing to do with the movie. It doesn't have anything to do with any of the things that are made into TV and movies.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of them.
No, he's not. And interesting thing. And Peacemaker's getting a lot of love. And it probably was one of the best parts of it. You saw the Suicide Squad, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Latest one. It's probably one of the better parts of it, I would say.
To be honest, I still think that Margot Robbie, with the part that she was
the side story
born to play, I think she's like she was like. I thought Birds of Prey was great as well. My guess is they're not going to make another sequel to it. Probably they're not going to make another. They're not going to make a sequel with those characters because why would they? But she's fantastic in that role. Like she's just amazing as that character, and it's just a joy to watch her.
And going back to kind of Peacemaker, though.
Okay, now I have to deal with my cat. You talk.
Well, John Cena as an actor has really kind of picked up his game, I think, and in those movies, and I don't know whether it's to do with James Gunn, or he's just got a better actor because he's been in so many more movies. It's hard to tell, but he could be the standout in this DC series back. Thank God for that. I could not talk myself for a long time there, by the way. At all.
I was talking about Jellicle Cat.
I think I've got to be talking to somebody. I can't talk just myself. But I think he could be the standout. From the Suicide Squad. It could be like the kind of Iron Man-esque, background figure that's kind of elevated into something better. I think we need to see it, obviously, but it does look good. And I think John Cena's his acting's got better and stuff as well. I think he's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Good at comedy and stuff. I've not really seen him in anything dramatic, but his comedy timing's pretty good.
Is he Rock good, though?
I think The Rock's good all over. And I don't mean that in a sense. I mean, I think he's an all-round good actor, The Rock. And he's a song and dance man.
I know.
It's like Zac Efron. Zac Efron's up there like that as well.
Have you heard the Rock rap that's doing the rounds on TikTok?
No.
No,
I have. Daniel's played it to me.
Yeah, it's probably all over. Yeah, here you go. Yeah.
Is it actually him?
Yeah. I'll show it on the video. Expect a copyright notice in 3. There you go.
Does that man never sleep?
No, he doesn't. No, he's always awake.
Wow.
Him and his ex-wife are always trying to find new ways to make money, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that.
Wow.
So yeah, Danny Garcia, I think, is his ex-wife's name, and they run the production company. $6, $6, whatever it's called.
Right. I'm not surprised it's his ex-wife because she must never be home.
I know. So there was a rumor that Bo-Katan, talking of TV shows, Bo-Katan is going to get her own TV show.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this was on the hashtag show, is it?
Yeah, hashtag show for sure.
And it was a tweet that the actress
Katie Sackhoff?
No, the actress from the Boba Fett, his sidekick. Oh God,
Ahsoka Tano?
No.
Who's sidekick?
Boba Fett's sidekick. What do you call her?
Oh right, okay. Ming-Na Wen.
Yes, yeah. Well, that actress tweeted, "Congratulations, Katie Sackhoff." Hashtag Bo-Katan and hashtag Mandalorian, hashtag Disney Plus.
Wow.
And then everybody jumped to the conclusion. Everybody jumped to the conclusion that she was getting her own spin-off series.
Mm.
However, there has been more to this story.
Oh, really?
Because people are talking about the fact that the Gina Carano star thing that was going to be the space
the
troopers
of the New Republic, Rangers of the New Republic.
People are thinking that maybe that's been reworked because I think Bo-Katan, the character, was going to be in that, and they're thinking they're going to rework it and make Bo-Katan the main.
Right, make that show about her and then just scrap the whole Rangers of the New Republic. It's probably
because they obviously must have been working on it for long enough for it to be a shame for it to get scrapped. So maybe that's the case. Mm-hmm. When I first read it, though, I thought, oh, God, I don't know if I could do another how many spin-offs are we going to get from Mandalorian? You know,
quite a few.
You know, I don't know if I want that many spin-offs from Lando.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'd rather kind of spin-offs from the main kind of thing. But as much as I love Mandalorian to bits, and we all do. And Boba's, up there.
Yeah.
I know. I think we were saying, yeah, Boba, Mando's crap and stuff. Not crap, but we're preferring Boba. But I'm not sure. I think I was maybe being a wee bit overexcited. I think I'll wait until the full season's done before I decide on that one, because I was thinking that I was being reminded about how many great episodes there are in Mandalorian, and I'm thinking it's still got the edge. I think Mando. Definitely.
I was watching a YouTube video, and it was Din Djarin forgetting he's in Star Wars for 5 minutes. I think was the name of the video, and it just showed all these like highlights of how awesome the show is.
Yeah.
Just.
God, you think of some of? I think it was when we were talking about some of the shows, the Bill Burr episodes. Even at this the
Ahsoka Tano one, where it's like
it's
basically like a retelling of Yojimbo.
Yojimbo. Moff Gideon, the bad guy, is just out off the scale good. We don't have a bad guy like that in this show, and stuff. So I just wonder. We've got 4 episodes to go in Boba Fett, so I just wonder how it's going to go. And then hopefully we're going to get Obi-Wan after that, and then we'll see another different side of things.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, we got Obi-Wan, obviously, Andor. What is that?
What?
Your phone's doing that thing again.
No, it was me just doing that.
No, that's.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. Well, I can't hear it now. There's a lot of Star Wars content coming, but there's a rumor that something else is coming.
Yes.
Allow me to share the screen. This is the Knights of Ren trailer, which has been leaked or made up. You decide.
I'm going for leaked. I'm going for made up, but this has not been announced by anybody.
No.
And the first I'd heard about it was when you told me.
Can you hear it?
You need wait a minute. You need to put this on the lead graphic thing.
What's that?
You need to put this in the lead graphic. When you post this up, because I've never. Because this is new to me.
Can you hear the audio?
Not yet, until you play it. I could hear it earlier. Can't hear it now. Is there audio?
Yeah, it is.
We're having some technical issues with everybody.
Whoopsies.
I do apologize. In the meantime, I'll sing and clap.
No, don't. All right.
Yeah, that's me. Oh yeah, I can hear it now.
Hear that? It's kazoo playing.
Fear leads to anger leads to hate, and hate leads to power.
Could be a computer game.
Could be. It says a Star Wars story.
Oh, it says Star Wars, Disney Plus.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the Star logo though.
That looks legit.
It doesn't have the Star logo on it though.
Uh-huh.
Which kind of, it might explain it because Star only exists outside of North America. So, I don't know. Could be legit. Might not be.
It's a wee minute long. Podcasters. It was the Night of Ren, and he was jumping out of the sky out of a TIE fighter onto the back of a X-Wing and taking it down with his double swords.
Yeah.
Double sword style. Well, double sabers, rather.
Also, it was the voice of Snoke over the top saying, fear leads to anger, anger leads to power. Or anger leads to hatred, hatred leads to power.
Yeah. I wish the Snoke stuff had been done better.
Well,
let's not go there again.
Let's not.
No.
Let's talk video games, though.
Yes.
Also, just before we get into the video game thing, I should point out that Eckhard's Ladder on YouTube does a sort of a frame by frame exposition about tears down that Knights of Ren trailer.
All right.
And he's not entirely sure. He's not convinced that it's fake, and he's not convinced it's real. So
it looks
pretty legit. I don't know. We'll see. I think, to be honest, if you're gonna do Knights of Ren, I would rather see it as a Netflix. Freudian slip. I'd rather see it as a Disney Plus series than a movie.
Yeah.
Because I think the problem with a movie is you rush through it, and I'm going to talk about that later on as well, about rushing through movies. You got to let things breathe a little bit, I think. And to be honest, I'm having a difficult time with movies just now, because they're effectively 3-hour-long TV episodes. Because they're going to make another one, and it's going to follow on from this one. So if that's the case, why not make a TV series and let it breathe?
Not always.
Well, not
Titanic.
always. Well, you're not going to do a sequel to Titanic, are you?
No.
Well, I mean, Ghostbusters 2 was technically a sequel to Titanic.
I don't know many folk that came out of Titanic and went, well, that's just the beginning. That's the beginning.
What about Titanic with this?
Titanic 2, the Electric Boogaloo.
Jack falls down under the waves and creates a city called Rapture. That's how he
becomes a superhero. Yeah.
That's how
origin story.
Origin stories, yeah.
Yep.
So, Fallout TV series goes into production. This is the second Microsoft franchise to be made, video game franchise to be made into a TV series.
Bethesda game.
Yep, Bethesda, yeah. But Bethesda's owned by Microsoft now, so
only recently though.
It's going to be exec produced by Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, creators of Westworld.
Very good news.
So yes, that's very, very, very good news, because they're very good at what they do. So I'm looking forward to that. It's also on Prime Video, so it'll be free.
I don't think that I don't know if production started on it or anything like that.
It's going to start late this year, so expect it to be late next year before we see the first episode.
Yeah.
I would have thought. They've probably got pre-production started. I mean, it says that it's. Let's see. It did say
they've got one of those logo type teasers, don't they? Just shows you the logo, really.
Yeah, it just shows you the logo. Yeah.
And a bit of kind of folk, panicking in the background.
Is this here?
Just
the police stand.
I don't mean the people making it. I just mean
this is it here.
When the bomb drops, type thing. 1.9 million views just for this. It's all logos.
I know.
Gonna be cool though. I wonder if that will be released around the same time as The Last of Us. Well, The Last of Us is that's pretty far into filming though.
Yeah. It did say when it was starting.
I hope it's not based in the 76 Fallout, because that was buggy as hell. People
well, it's okay.
in the middle of walls and dogs running into your face and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. The showrunner from Silicon Valley is going to be involved in it as well. So it's going to be a bit of comedy, maybe. All right, cool. And then our final story is Bethesda. Sorry, not Bethesda. Good God, I'm mixing them.
Obsessed, man. You're
What am I
obsessed.
doing? I'm getting the previous story and moving it into the next
obsessed.
story. Take-Two wants to buy Zynga.
Why? Why?
Unclear. I'm assuming there'll be Farmville GTA.
That Farmville is a moneymaker, though.
It's huge,
Look at
yeah.
that. That's why they want to buy it.
Yeah.
But it's a funny move, isn't it?
To be honest, I'm not convinced it is a funny move. And the reason why I don't think it's a funny move is because of these devices here. Most people like to play on their phones. And I think that's
huge audience.
Yeah, it's a huge audience. And if you're not like the next Diablo game is going to be on the phone, to everybody's chagrin, I'm quite happy with it. I don't mind. It's whatever. Instead of clicking with your mouse, you're tapping your finger. What does it matter? It's going to be a mobile first game, and then they're going to do it on PC later on. So does it really matter? I think it's people who are too concerned with like the platform they're playing it on rather than them playing the game itself. Does it matter so long as the game works well on that particular platform?
See the level of what they're talking about here. See, it says Microsoft's $7.5 billion purchase of the parent company. You could throw in the money Disney paid for Lucasfilm and still have cash left over.
Yeah, because 7.5 plus 4 billion is 11.5, and that's $1 billion short for Zynga.
Wow.
Wow. Do you have a Ghostbusters movie for me? Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, dear.
Do you have a new Marvel franchise movie for me? I watched that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I watched the Red Letter Media. I watched a lot of the things this week. I watched Red Letter Media talking about, this is us when we go off on a tangent. And they were talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife. Every single thing that I said about Ghostbusters Afterlife, they said it as well. Yeah. Then they started going on about how they would make the movie. But yeah, essentially it was exactly the same thing. It was like, why did the kids not get the ghost at the end? Like that's the big thing. Anyway. So they're gonna try and buy Zynga. I think it's interesting. We'll see what happens.
Good for them. I'm sure they'll make lots of money.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they know what they're doing. We okay to move on to what you've been watching?
Yeah.
So, what have you been watching?
Well, I'll tell you what I didn't watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
did you watch Asteroid?
My wife did. What, Asteroid?
Yeah, that movie I started watching last week and I never finished. And I said I would give a full report this week.
Asteroid?
Yeah.
What, Don't Look Up?
No.
Asteroid.
It's Asteroid. Yeah, it's
on
Prime. It's on Prime Video.
Was I supposed to watch it?
You said you were gonna.
Oh God, did I? Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to take a note of
that.
Right. No, I didn't.
You watch that. We'll talk about it next time then.
I'll tell you another thing I didn't watch. House of Gucci.
Oh, aye.
But my wife did.
Oh, aye.
And she gave me a review of it and said it was dull. And it was 2.5 hours long. It was so slow.
Oh, dear.
She said it was absolute murder.
Did you know that Netflix, talking in movies that are 2.5 hours long, did you know that Netflix is a category called 90-minute movies?
No.
Neither did I. It's there. And because that's my big thing is that in the 80s, it turns out it's not. It's just I misremembered it. But my big thing in the 80s was every movie was like 97 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the case, apparently. It's crap. Most movies were actually longer than that. But it doesn't matter. That's my contention. But they have this section where it's an hour and a half long movies, and I'm like, this is perfect. That's because that's my entire
what
attention span for movies.
That's shocking.
Hey,
that's a shocking admission on a podcast like this. But anyway,
if you can't get your ideas into an hour and a half long movie, you're doing something wrong. Other than June, because it's too much.
There you go. You've broken your rule already.
It's the rule.
Anyway,
it's the rule that it's the exception that proves the rule.
It's more of a guideline than a rule.
Exactly.
As Bill Murray said in Ghostbusters, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I never watched that, but I trust their opinion, and I actually thought that looked pretty good. It's Ridley Scott, it's got Adam Driver in it, Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
I thought it looked pretty good. But
what's his face is in it as well, Jared Leto.
Yeah, unrecognisable.
As always.
Yeah, he's was really good in it apparently. So I never watched that.
Did he not play Gianni Versace in the death of the assassination of Gianni Versace?
No, I didn't. Jared Leto? No.
Gianni Versace.
That was a great show, by the way. Did you see that?
I did not know.
Really, really good.
Who was the main cast?
The guy that killed him was actually a serial killer.
No, it's Edgar Ramirez played Gianni Versace.
Anyway,
Ricky Martin was in it?
Right, I'm totally digressing here because of you.
Sorry.
I did watch finally on Netflix Tick Tick Boom with Andrew Garfield.
About Rent.
About the guy that wrote Rent. Which I thought it was going to be about him writing Rent, but it wasn't. It was just about him kind of struggling to get his first.
It's Lin-Manuel
success.
Miranda, isn't it? That he
directs it. Yeah,
directorial debut.
Mm-hmm. I thought he did the music, and I thought it was like all his thing, but it wasn't. It was it was this guy, the guy that it's about, did all the songs and stuff.
Right. Okay.
First half, brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he's breaking up with his girlfriend, the song is brilliant. It's like them having an argument, but they've done it really good. It's like mind games, I thought you said this, and I thought, and then she's like, but I thought. It's really good. And then it kind of gets a bit sad. Spoilers, he does die quite early on. Not in the movie, but he dies quite young.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's
it is a kind of semi realistic biopic type thing.
Oh yeah,
you can look it up. It's on Wikipedia.
Yeah. No, it was really good though. Andrew Garfield's terrific in it. Couldn't believe how good he was in it.
Cool.
Off the back of Spidey, obviously, he's on a bit of a roll.
Yeah. The one I want to see with him is him and Jessica Chastain. The Eyes of what's it called? The Eyes of they were Pastor Jip Baker. The Eyes of Tammy Faye. That looks good as well. That's about the preacher, James Baker. No relation. Another James Baker.
Our James Baker.
Another one. Who was married to this woman called Tammy Faye.
Right.
And they were TV. I'm struggling to try to find the words. TV preachers.
All right.
Evangelists. TV
evangelists.
I thought it was on.
Is that it? Is this Andrew Garfield?
Oh no, he rents it to buy it on Prime for $6.99. Andrew Garfield's in it. Yeah.
All right.
He plays Jim Baker.
All right. Yeah, but I think he won the Golden Globe as well last weekend.
I don't know.
For best actor.
I don't know.
It's like best actor in a movie that was produced by Prime with a male actor in it.
Named Andrew Garfield.
Named Andrew Garfield. Exactly.
I can't believe I won. Tom Holland's there ripping up.
They've got a category for absolutely everything. Best person holding a bag correctly goes to. So watched that. That was nice. It was good. Watched Hotel Transylvania. That was our Friday night movie.
The
new one.
Transformania.
Yeah, it's on Prime straight away on Prime for some reason, which is a bit random. And I was like, oh god, okay then. I watched it kind of thing, and it was actually had some really good funny bits in it. I really quite enjoyed it, and I thought this is going to be crap, but it was actually pretty good. Really quite enjoyed it. And then after that with the double bill, just me and Evelyn though, and we watched. Although to be fair, she did fall asleep, but I soldiered on, and watched it. The Taika Waititi one that I was telling you about, I can't remember the name of the movie. It's got a kind of long, convoluted name.
Yeah, I can't remember it either.
All right, that's fine. About this couple that move into a flat, and there's ritualistic.
Like seven stages to achieve eternal bliss.
Yeah, so it's this ritualistic. This guy, this guru guy, played by Taika Waititi, kills himself in this flat in the bathroom, and all his followers want to do the exact same.
Oh, okay.
So, this young couple live in there, and they've got these people crawling in the window and try to kill themselves in the bathroom, which is pretty quirky.
Okay.
And it starts off pretty well. Dips a bit and then picks up at the end. So it's one of those ones. I was surprised to see Taika Waititi in it, but I thought, man, I love that guy, so I'm going to watch it. And he's good at it.
Okay.
But it was clearly before. I thought to myself, this can't be after like Jojo Rabbit and things like that. No way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Oh, it's after it. I think.
It's 2018, I think.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah. Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit was in 2020.
Yeah.
I think.
I think so. Yeah.
And
2 years
Ragnarok.
ago.
It was Ragnarok. 2018.
2016.
Ragnarok was 2016.
2017.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I know. 5 years ago.
Jeez. Because that's when he went really up. I mean, obviously, What We Do in the Shadows, when he did that, and then Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah.
His name was
with the kid from Deadpool.
Yeah, who's great. And he was on the up and up, and then he did Ragnarok, and then he completely blew up everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Jojo Rabbit obviously became an Oscar contender. And yeah. So,
and then he was in Free Guy.
And he was in Free Guy. So it's a bit of an oddball one for him to be in, but he's good in it. It's quite good if you like quirky things like that.
I don't mind him.
We've started watching first episode of Afterlife on Netflix. Don't know if you've watched any of those.
No, I
Rick
can't
Gervais,
get into it.
Too grim.
It's too grim for me.
I
don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with the comedy. I love his stand-up. I don't have a problem with Afterlife, the show. It's about for those of you who don't know, it's about a widower who is basically just given up on life.
Yeah.
And he hates everybody and everything, and he just wants the world to leave him alone. And I can understand the level of grief that the character is going through, and I can understand the emotions of it, but it's too much for me. I
understand that, and going into season 3, I was like, oh god, I don't know if I can watch this. But I really did enjoy the first 2. But watching the third series, I was like, I don't know if they can keep this going. I mean, obviously, you've still got an element of sadness when somebody dies and things, but you get past that. Life goes on and things, and you've got to if you can't get past that, I just hope this series isn't going to end in complete disaster.
Yeah,
because that would be really pretty grim. But first episode's good. I mean, he's like, still kind of angry, sad. She's like, angry about little things, about walking across a zebra crossing and a car not stopping for him.
Yeah,
and his pals like, bet you wish you had a half brick in your hand when that happens. And then the second time he goes over, he's been given a cactus as a present, and he's like lobs it into the back of the guy's car. So it's that type of thing, and then calls him, "I'll see you next Tuesday."
Yeah.
So it's that type of thing, So, pretty good actually.
Yeah.
But I just hope it's not going to go down a really dark route like
Yeah.
The second season kind of did, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel the worst. Anyway, so I think that was me.
Cool. I finished 9 seasons of Seinfeld.
Whoa.
Whew. Everyone's a winner. I loved it. It was great, except the last 2, which is because they've grouped up all the 1 and 2, part 1 and part 2 episodes. The last 2 episodes are not good, and the 2 before that are clip shows.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, the last episode, the last season is quite a short season. The last 2 episodes, they act completely out of character. It's almost like, oh, let's just finish this as quickly as possible. It's written by Larry David, and he hadn't, up until that point, he hadn't written for like 7 seasons or something, and it shows. It's not good. Yeah, it's not good. But yeah, overall, the season is fantastic.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is fantastic, though.
Yeah, but probably other people that write for him as well. It's not just
I don't know. Not sure. I think you can tell his episodes though in Seinfeld.
Yes, they're all George Costanza episodes. They're all shouty.
He's annoyed about something.
Yeah, he's annoyed about something trivial. Yeah,
yes,
and they're funny episodes. There's nothing wrong with those episodes. There's anything wrong with that.
I find funny. I
find them funny as well. I watched 2 movies this week as sort of palate cleansers again, and they were both in the 90 minutes or less movie category in Netflix. They Live, which is an evergreen, to be honest.
Watched that recently. I did anyway. I did.
Yeah, I watch it probably every year. I have it on Google, but it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
And Polka King, which is I think I've seen that about 5 or 6 times. It's Jack Black. He plays this guy called Jan Levan, who is from Poland originally, but he emigrates to Pennsylvania, and he's a big band polka guy. But he gets embroiled in this securities fraud thing. Like, it's a Ponzi scheme he creates. It's a comedy. It's hilarious. Jenny Slate is his wife, plays his wife in it. It's fantastic. Jason Schwartz is in it. The guy from Rushmore and any Wes Anderson movie you care to mention. Son of Talia Shire. He's in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Didn't you?
Well, it makes sense now that I know that. So when you see, you know what he looks like, but I did not know that.
Yeah. Anyway, he's in it. He's great in it as well. He plays Mickey Stats, his sort of erstwhile band leader. But yeah, great. I watched the 2 big movies I watched. I'll get to later on. I watched 2 dark, dystopian, post-apocalyptic set in a nightmare scenario movies this week. One was called Tides or The Colony on Netflix, depending on which version of Netflix you get.
Right. Okay.
And it's a German-Swiss production, but all the actors speak English, and the 2 male protagonists in it are from Scotland. Weird. It was okay. It was okay. It was not great. It was okay. It basically it was the rich elites after like basically destroying the Earth. They go to this planet near Kepler in the Kepler system, and they decide that they want to come back to Earth because it might be ready for repopulation.
Yep.
So they send a bunch of astronauts. The astronauts land on it, and it's effectively Waterworld, but it's like it's the world, but it's got high tides. So everything's wet. Like basically the entire thing takes place on a beach, and it's fairly typical. She crash lands. She gets captured. She then gets captured by another rival group. The rival group turns out is actually the survivors from the first Ulysses craft that came down from Kepler.
Don't spoil it.
All is not the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, it was that. The second one I watched was Mother Android, which is new on Netflix. There was something about this movie, though.
So there was a movie on Netflix. Was it called Mother? And it was a
Yeah,
robot thing.
it was about a robot thing. Yeah, this is not the same thing.
They're not the same thing.
This is about a mother fighting off androids. It's called Mother / Android,
right, okay.
And it's Chloe Grace Moretz.
Right, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. She's not playing a mother, is she?
Yeah.
God, I thought she was still about 12.
No, she's like 22, 23 or something.
Still.
Fucking awful is what the movie is. It's just deplorable.
I've seen it advertised, that one, actually. Yeah, so that advertised.
Not good.
Did you ever see the one, I think it's called Prospect or something like that? And it was Mandalorian.
Din Djarin. Pedro Pascal
is in it. And it's a daughter and her dad crash landing on this.
Oh yeah, I did see. I saw the first 20 minutes of it, and I went, "This is so slow."
Man, it's pretty slow, and then it just turns it basically into kind of cowboy kind of movie. Where the bad guy, they're basically looking for this kind of rich stuff that's on this planet, and her dad knows where it is, kind of thing, and it goes a bit.
It turns into Shane.
Aye, kind of.
You all saw him, he had a gun.
100%. It could have been a cowboy movie.
Okay.
Like that, like Shane or something.
Yeah. I watched The House today, actually, which is a 3-part story. It's animated and it's from I think it's from Britain. All the actors are British in it anyway. Like
The House.
Brian Heap is in it. Helena Bonham Carter's in it. Heard it was in. She played the lock-in in Truth Seekers. She's in it as well. The first one is about this family, and they get invited by an architect to move into this new house that he's building in the top of the hill, and because of one conversation they had with an aunt about they don't live, they don't have any money. They're like, oh, let's go and do that. We can live in a big fancy house. So they go and live in a big fancy house, and then the architect starts taking over the lives.
A conversation with an aunt? Do you mean like an auntie or
an auntie? Aunt? Yes, no, an auntie.
Like right, sorry, yes. Right, okay. Right.
No, not with an aunt. Get into that one.
Like, what the hell?
Anyway, so she's like, "Oh, you live in poverty," type thing. It's like one conversation, like, "Oh, okay," and they take the hump. Anyway, so there's no twists in any of these stories. The second one is about a guy selling his house, and he's fired all the contractors because they're too much. They want asking for too much money, so he can do it himself. It's played by Jarvis Cocker.
Really?
Which is the only interesting thing about that particular story. And then the third one, oh, by the way, he's a rat in this one. So it's humans in the first one, and then it's a rat in the second one.
Okay.
And then in the third one, it's cats that run the house, which I think is the same house from the previous two, but I'm not entirely sure.
Right.
Because the first house burns down, the second house is in a town, and then the third one is in a lake. So I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like it's the weirdest thing.
Like crazy, by the way.
Oh no, it does. I was watching this. I was like, this is the stuff you used to watch in the 80s.
Oh man, this sounds right up my street. Yeah, I'm watching that tonight.
You should watch it and tell me what you think about it, because I was completely and utterly lost. I looked like Donkey and Shrek when they went to Duloc. There you go. Anyway, my two big movies this week. Like I said, I did watch quite a lot of movies this week. My two big movies were Casino Royale and Eternals. I gave one of them 5 stars, and I gave one of them 2.5 stars. Ooh. Which one do you think I gave which score?
I think you gave Eternals 2.5 stars.
That is correct. And I'll get into that in just a moment. I gave Casino Royale 5 stars because Daniel Craig was freaking amazing as James Bond.
I know.
What a great Le Chiffre, Mads Mikkelsen, always plays a great bad guy, but he's fantastic in the role.
Yep.
I even liked Eva. I don't really particularly know Eva Green other than the House of Miss Peregrine's Wayward Children, or whatever it is.
Oh, do you know it?
No, that's the only thing I've ever seen.
Did you not
She was
watch,
great in this.
Didn't you watch? Oh God, Penny Dreadful.
No, and like I said, I've only seen in one other thing,
Brilliant.
which is the Miss Peregrine's Wayward
Terrific.
Children House for ill repute
Yeah.
penny farthings, whatever it is.
Yep.
The whole story, the card game, where you think to yourself, this is on paper and this is not going to work on film, worked beautifully.
I think that's why they never did it, isn't it?
I think
Because
so.
it was
Yeah.
like, you know,
Well, that they didn't have the rights for it. The same guy that directed Goldeneye directed this one as well. So it's good getting him back. But the bit of the start was the thing that just pulled me right into the movie. It was all Stanley Kubrick stuff. The whole like angles from the like underneath tables and chairs. It was like Doctor Strange. Doctor Strangelove. It was that kind of feeling to it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so good. That opening scene where he's sitting in the guy's office.
Again, I've not seen it for ages.
God, it's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved every minute of it.
Have you seen it before?
Nope.
Seen that one?
First time I've ever seen it.
Oh, really?
I've never seen it. So I've never seen that one. I've never seen Quantum of Solace. I saw Skyfall. I haven't seen Spectre. And then the new one. I think that's all he's in, isn't it? It's only 5 he's in.
And for a treat then.
Yeah. I'm not really looking forward to Skyfall because I didn't really like it the first time round.
That's the Home Alone one.
Yes, that's the Home Alone in Scotland. Yeah.
I liked it. I did like it.
Casino Royale was brilliant though. Just amazing.
I think that's probably
Really
up
good.
there with one of the greatest.
Yeah. No, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What was the one? What was the second one? Second one, Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of Solace, yeah.
Is that the one that gets a lot of kind of?
I don't know.
Is it that one?
Don't know. Anyway, the bit of like there's he's the most like he's in the book in this one.
Oh, yeah,
which
you
is
totally
great.
think Daniel Craig, right? I remember when he get cast, and everyone was like, "He can't have a blonde James Bond."
Yeah.
No, we can't have this. And then that movie came out, and you're like, "This man's a killer. This man is a killer."
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
no doubts about it.
Especially the end. He goes, "What does it matter? The bitch is dead." Like because that's
No-
that's
no two ways
the
about
one
it.
that comes from the book and is in the movie as well. Is like
Yeah.
he's betrayed and that's it. He's done now.
Yep.
He's had it. He's like, I'm only in it to.
Oh.
He's the blunt instrument the government needs. That's
Yep.
that's him now. He's just that guy. So it's a great origin story for Bond.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And it's good as well because it like in the books he gets his ass kicked.
And that was the first book anyway, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, Casino Royale,
Yeah.
They changed a bit obviously because it was like a French trade union, I think, or something was the chiffre. But in this one, he's like a terrorist guy, and it was good. There was like very little CGI. It was all kind of practical effects. Good introduction to him. And that parkour scene at the start, that was nuts. But it was really good because it introduced you to the Bond character because the guy was running on instinct. And every time Bond went into a situation, he assessed everything and then made a plan.
Yeah.
And you could tell that he was like thinking, like this guy was, he was checking all the angles and all that kind of stuff. Fantastic.
Yep.
And then lastly, our movie yesterday was a matinee. We decided we would do a matinee yesterday, and we did The Eternals, which is Marvel's superhero movie.
I knew you'd hated it.
I don't mind slow burn. You know me. We talk about this every week. I don't mind slow burn
sci-fi.
If I could have watched that in 1.5 speed, I would have. It was okay, just why do they always have to just stand in a line? What's with the standing in the line thing?
Yeah, listen, I think it was a very well made film.
Sure.
But the pace, definitely pacing issues. I took Danny to see it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like rolling. He was like,
oh no, I can imagine he would just be like, "What is going on here?"
Nah, he's like, "This is give me Spider-Man in it, every day of the week type thing."
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they'll do a sequel to it or whatever. But it didn't seem to fit.
No, it didn't.
And the rest of the thing either and stuff. But
so, like nothing worked. Like the whole thing about them. So they turn up. Spoilers. From this point on, it's all spoilers. I'm going to start at the end. The first thing that annoyed me was, what's his name? What's his
Richard
face?
Madden.
Homelander.
Homelander.
He looked like Homelander. He had the blue suit and he fired beams of light from his eyes. Homelander.
Richard Madden.
Yeah,
the Scottish guy.
Yeah.
Well, see that flipperoo of him becoming a baddie. I did not buy that whatsoever. I did not buy it.
You didn't buy it? Like you didn't see it coming, or
no? I didn't buy it. I didn't.
It wasn't believable.
No purpose.
Oh no! None of it had. None of it. There was not one bit of it.
There was no.
There was no weight to anything. There was no weight. There was no consequence. There was no nothing. It was a bunch of effectively robots fighting each other.
Yeah.
Because it was these deviant guys, which, by the way, the deviant guy that was kept evolving was quite an interesting idea. And then it was like, and he's dead.
I know. Too easy. Super easy.
I was like, super. How's she going to get out of that? Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, it was.
The bit as well. So he runs down. He flies underneath. I'm calling him Homelander because he looked like him, but he's Icarus or something.
Icarus, that's right.
So he flies underneath the domo or whatever is the dart shape, the triangular shape. It looks like the green triangle from Quality Street. He flies under the green triangle from Quality Street and runs along it with his laser beams and cuts it in half. He then goes up to the top and cuts it in half, and the thing crashes into the ocean. Right? Next scene, without missing a beat, things floating in the air. And they're going, we're going to go and find the other Eternals from other planets. Bye. And it takes off and flies away. Did they fix it?
Yes.
How? Was it off screen?
I don't know. I suggested, because
was it months later?
I suggested watching it because I thought maybe I missed something, because I know some people like that movie. And now it's on Disney Plus, so I was like, and everyone hasn't seen it, so I was like, why don't we watch that Friday? Danny's like, no.
He used his veto.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, So it's not that I didn't. Well, there was nothing to like about any of the characters. There was nothing redeeming about them. There was nothing there that you felt like, oh man, I hope they don't die. Like Here was the other thing as well, right? So so their boss Ajax or Kayak or whatever her name was, Selma Hayek. She gets killed by the Dementors or whatever the hell they're called, Deviants, whatever they're called. Right? She gets killed by the Deviants and dumped in a field. Now, I think she's still there. Because at no point do they have any funeral service for her. But Gilgamesh, or whatever his name is, the guy with the super strength, they do the whole funeral pyre, doing the ashes and all this kind of stuff. What happened to the boss? Would you not show a little bit more respect for the boss? She was supposed to be the mother of the group, so surely you would have done the whole funeral pyre thing for her, or was it too much? We only need one funeral pyre scene, so we'll just do it for this guy here.
Goodness.
And these things are Eternals, and they were dying off like bloody flies. As soon as you get together.
I just think for me the worst part about it was the fact, like you say, you don't really care for the characters that much. And also, there's no antagonist at all until Richard Madden became
Flips
bad
to the
for
dark side.
no reason.
Yeah.
Please tell us why. If you know.
Yeah.
But
then he admits that he killed Kayak. He pushed her off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Which again is like, it wasn't even like, oh my god, I'm so. It's like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a character I had zero. I had zero. I mean, other than it being Selma Hayek, you don't know what this character is. I mean, for all we know, she could have been a complete bastard. I mean, who knows?
I think there was too many of them as well. I mean,
there was 9 of them.
I think.
Well, there was
Avengers managed to do it, but bloody hell, there was too
yeah.
many.
There was the mind control guy. There was the super speed, the strong guy,
Sneezy,
the warrior,
dopey, grumpy,
grumpy, bashful,
Yep. Icarus,
Slater, Cobbler, and Mike.
Yeah.
Whoever they are, and
Bilbo,
one of their superpowers was to turn water into dirt and dirt into water.
Mm-hmm.
How's that effective against these Dementor things that are made of flesh and blood? Unclear. Another guy had mind control powers which didn't work with anything else other than the humans. Again, what's the point?
Unclear.
And then this other guy that invented stuff, and he was so good at inventing stuff that Kayak said that it was too good and he couldn't give it to anyone. What was the point? Like, none of the point. And super speed. Okay, well, I guess I can see her point. She can like run ahead and like punch people fast and all that kind of stuff. And basically, she's the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you get Homelander, who can fly and shoot beams out of his eyes. Would you not rather just have 7 of them?
Maybe.
All of these questions and more should be answered. And then you get Kit Harington as well thrown into the mix for no reason. Other than the very end when he spoilers again. If you wait to the credits, you don't have to in Disney Plus. You just skip credits and it takes you straight to that scene. So he picks up this sword and you hear Marsha Ali saying, "I wouldn't do that if I were you." And you go, okay, so
that's setting up a sequel?
Well, they're setting up Blade.
Oh, yeah, so they are. That's right. Yeah.
But why would Blade fight that guy? Because is that guy not the Black Knight and not a vampire? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know any of these characters. I mean, they're just plucking these characters out now. It's like, I don't know who these people are. Hell, I even knew who Ant-Man was. I don't know who any of these people are now. I mean, admittedly, I didn't know who Guardians of the Galaxy were. I still went to go and see the movie, but it was enjoyable. The characters, you felt something for them, every one of them. They had a backstory, they had feelings. Even, what's his face? Dave Bautista's character, Drax. You felt for him because he lost his wife and daughter. All of those kind of things. Everybody had something. They had some loss, and that's what brought them together as a family. These are just a bunch of They might as well have called this show The Losers.
Yeah.
Because none of them had any redeeming qualities. None of them. Like, even, what's her face, Cersei or whatever it was, it's like, she didn't have the gumption to stand up against Homelander, Icarus, whatever his name is. And she was supposed to be the new boss. Why didn't she go like, I'm in charge?
Yeah. I'd like to say I need to go and see it again to fill myself back in more or less, but
you don't have to do that. You don't have to do it. I'm done with Eternals. If they do another movie, I'll just watch the spoilers and then go from there. I'm not going to watch it again because the movie's not for me. Much like The House is not the movie for me. Anyway, I think that's us though. Unless you get anything else you want to bring up, you want to talk about? No.
Sorry, I'm getting told the washing needs hung up.
All right,
I'll get it. I'll do it. Huh?
Anyway, while he's been told to get the washing out, I'll say for you guys, while he's doing the washing, you guys can hit the like button and share and comments below as well. Did you see the Eternals? Did you like the Eternals? Is it my really cheap crap playground analysis of the Eternals
shockingly
really
bad,
up to snuff? I did not like it, but let
Really?
us know in the comments below.
Really?
I know I held it so well.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below if you think any differently, or maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. And if you got this
Please tell
far
us.
and you want timely reminders of when we put up a new video, then don't forget to hit the old subscribe button, which is just underneath the video, and the notification bell, and you will be given timely reminders of when we throw a new video up. But other than that, I think that's us for the week. We'll see you again on Thursday.
Yeah.
For the Book of Boba Fett.
Yep.
With her friend James. Until then, we'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.